So not to be dramatic, but I'm pretty sure I just foiled a man's plot to kidnap my 5-year-old daughter. Hi everyone, so for today's video, what I thought I would do is just head to Walgreens and see what we can find to put together a full face of makeup. I'm not quite sure which products I'm going to be looking for, but I do know I want to try out the new Wet n Wild Photofocus Stick Foundation. I really like the regular Wet n Wild Photofocus Foundation. So I just want to see how that stick foundation performs. I just dropped off my daughter to preschool. I don't want her filming with me. We just had a super scary experience at a different Walgreens. So after that, I'm not even going to film inside the store because I just want to be focused on my surroundings and make sure that I can find what I'm looking for. So I will see you back after I have made my purchase, and we'll have a little story time. Okay, so I've made it back home. So I promised you a little story time, but let's take a peek at a couple of the things for makeup. We'll do story time, and then we'll do more makeup, and then we'll come to an end. All right, so I decided while I was there, because like I said, I wanted to try that new Photofocus Stick Foundation from Wet n Wild. I haven't tried a lot of Wet n Wild products, period. I've done the Photofocus Foundation. Love, love, love that foundation. I don't love the smell of it. It smells kind of like paint. But I love the way that it wears. It's amazing. I'm actually wearing it today. And I've tried one of their highlighters, and I've also tried the Photofocus setting spray. So they had a lot of new stuff or reformulated products. So I figured let's just do a full Wet n Wild video today of full face. The only two things I did not get was setting spray, not because they didn't have any, because my mom called me. I was on the phone and I got distracted. So I had grabbed it, but then I had put it back. I don't know why. I never made it in my basket. The other thing I didn't get was setting powder. They didn't have anything at all in my shade, and I didn't want to get another contour, so I don't have setting powder, but everything else is full face that I picked up. So we'll start with, oh, you know, another thing I have tried of theirs is their Illuminating primer. I'm still on the fence about whether or not I like that one. I feel like when I put it on, it makes me look super greasy, but then when I put my makeup on, I don't look like a slippery hog like I do when it's just, that's all that's on my face. So I'm still debating whether or not I really like that product, but I got a new primer. This is the Wet n Wild Water Drop Primer Base with coconut. So I'm excited to try this out and see. I have extremely dry skin. I live in an extremely dry climate, and nothing seems to really fix it for me. So maybe this will work well. We'll see. I really wanted the Wet n Wild, the new jelly primer, because I just wanted to test out something kind of weird, but they didn't have it in the store, and so this is what we have. Next, I did find the Wet n Wild Photofocus Stick Foundation. I have the shade Shell Ivory. These look a little bit darker than the actual Wet n Wild Photofocus Foundation, the liquid foundation. I've used Shell Ivory. It's a shade light for me, but because this looks darker and they didn't have a shade that I normally use, I figured I'd give this a try. I think it's gonna be a pretty close match. So next, and this is a new one, of course, concealer. I've never ever used Wet n Wild concealer. This one says that it's new. I'm not sure how new it actually is. It's their Photofocus concealer. Yes. This one is in the shade Light Honey. They were out of the lightest shade that they carried at the store that I went to, but this looked fairly close. I'm fair skinned, but if I go too light, then I'm gonna be, you know, blinding everybody. So I went with that shade. Next, let's see, what did I get? Like I said, I didn't get a setting powder, so we'll just move on to bronzer. This one says it's new. This bronzer here. This is their, this one's called Palm Beach Ready. It's Color Icon. It looked pretty, so I picked this one up. It looked prettier than the rest. Sorry, there's like a glare because of the lighting. There we go. That's better. It's really pretty looking, so I got that one. And then I got, for my blush, I've never tried Wet n Wild blush. I don't know what, I think I do know why. I don't think they have a lot of blush products, or at least I've never seen a lot in store. They only had 3 options. 2 of them looked super dark for me, so this is the color I went with. It's the Pearlescent Pink, and this is the Color Icon blush. So I'm gonna give that one a try out. So I'm about halfway through the products that I purchased, so let's do my quick little story that I need to tell you. So as I said, I think I may have foiled a man's plot to try and kidnap my 5-year-old daughter. Can you believe that? So we walk in, well, let me back up. We hadn't even walked in yet. I'm getting my daughter out of the car. We're getting ready to go into Walgreens, and I see this man had just come out of Walgreens, normal looking guy. He had just come out, but he's standing there and he's staring over at us. And I'm thinking, I don't recognize this guy. That's kind of weird. So we start to walk up. He kind of acts like he's about to make a phone call, and that's why he's just kind of chilling on the sidewalk and not actually going to his car. So we walk in, I'm like, okay, this is weird, but whatever. We're gonna ignore the weirdness. So we walk in, the guy turns around and follows me and my daughter. Well, she starts to try and run ahead in the store, and I see him, he kind of walks off to the side around us, goes down the next aisle, and if you've ever been to Walgreens, you know in the front section, they kind of have those half shelves. Okay, so as he is walking down the next aisle, this guy is peering over those shelves the entire time, watching my daughter. And I'm thinking, that's even more weird. Still gonna try and ignore this, but mommy bear scary flares are going off. So I call her, I'm like, hey, get back over here. You don't run off. So she gets close to me, and as I approach her and get to the end, he's standing at the end and kind of is turning towards her, but I'm looking at him and he's staring at her. Well, now I grab her hand and I kind of walk back towards the front a little bit in that makeup section. So he starts to go down the aisle, further down into the store, heading towards the back. But as he's doing this, I'm watching him. He's looking, you know how they have the glass, the mirrors at the top in the back of the stores? He's looking in those mirrors at us the entire time. Well, hello, sir, I'm watching you too, so don't think that you're smarter than me, okay? So he gets to the end of that aisle, and I'm like, you know what? We're done. And I'm talking to my daughter. These are the things I'm saying. I'm like, we're not gonna do this. We're gonna get out of here. But I'm saying it kind of loud in terms of if anybody's in the surrounding vicinity, because my focus is on him and protecting her. I want somebody to hear that this is making me feel uncomfortable. I'm not saying that dude over there is making me feel uncomfortable, but I'm making it pretty obvious I'm not feeling it right now. So he starts to act as though he's gonna walk over to the pharmacy. But as soon as he sees me turn with her and start to head out, he follows us. So I'm like, let's go. We need to get to the car. Let's go. We walk as quick as we can without being completely obvious out of the store. We get to the car. I get her in. As soon as I get into the car with my door closed, he's at the back of my car, you guys. I don't know this person, but he never tried to say anything to me, and I made eye contact with this man multiple times. So at this point, I'd already hit the locks on my door. You aren't getting in, sir, unless you break my windows. And I turn the car on and start to put it in reverse. I'm thinking at this point, forget it. I'm protecting myself and my child. If I hit this dude, I don't care, call the cops. I'll tell them exactly how creepy you are. And you can explain to them why you're freaking out some woman who has a little girl with her. So that was kind of my story. The scary part was, though, his car was parked right next to mine, and he gets in his car. So I'm now making sure that this guy's not following me, checking my rear view. But that was creepy. I don't know. It wasn't going to happen again. So that's my story. Maybe he was just being a normal dude, but none of it seemed like normal behavior to me. So who knows? Maybe he wasn't going to kidnap her. Maybe he was. Whatever. Jury's out. Okay, let's get back to the products. So we left off with blush. Highlight. So I have tried these types of highlighters. This is a different color for me. This is their Blossom Glow. It says it's new. Let's be real. I know these have been out for, I want to say since the summer. So not new anymore, in my opinion. Maybe this is a new shade. I don't know. But I know that I love their highlights. They compete with the best of them. I'm not wearing my Wet n Wild highlight that I have. Today I'm wearing my Laura Geller, but the Laura Geller Swirl Gelato highlights are the bomb, and this gives Laura a run for her money. I'm sorry, but these do. So I'm excited to try out this color. Okay, I got a new brow. This is brow, right? Yes. So this is a brow pencil. I don't know, retractable. This is what I got. Little spoolie on the end. Up here. I'm hoping it's not overly waxy, but we'll see. I got it in the soft brunette, so excited to try this one out. Then I got, let's see here, eyeshadow. This one's not new. They carry these, but I haven't ever tried their, sorry about that glare, you guys, that's awful. There, that's better. Got this one. This is in the shade Rose in the Air. I was extra excited about this color here, and it looked like it had a couple shimmer tones in it, so excited to try this one. Then for eyeliner, I got their, I have problems with eyeliners. They like to just bleed like crazy because my eyes, I have severe allergies. They're crazy. And I don't really know exactly what I'm allergic to. I haven't gotten skin tests, but pretty certain I'm allergic to a lot of animals. I know for a fact I'm allergic to horses. They make me have an asthma attack, which is not so much fun, and I break out in horrific hives if I touch them. So yeah, that's not fun. But I know I'm allergic to a lot of other stuff. I just don't know exactly what it is. So my eyes are constantly watering. They don't like a ton of makeup products. They're sensitive. I don't really have that sensitive of skin, but I have sensitive eyes. So I'm excited to try this out. I'm just hoping that it cooperates with my eyes. It's a felt tip. I've heard good things about it, so excited to try this little felt tip one out. I just got it in the shade black. So this is just their Fine Lines eyeliner. Then the mascara. This is not a new mascara, but it does say it's an improved formula. So I got this one. It's supposed to give you a lot of volume. My eyelashes are pretty long, and we just had a conversation about my sensitive eyes, so false lashes and I don't get along. I think it's the glue, but I don't know for sure. So we don't get along. I usually just have to try and find a great mascara. So hopefully this one will do great. All right, moving on to lips. I found two. There were a lot of colors, let's be real, but these were the two that were screaming my name. Not just because of the color, but because I thought their name shades were really funny. So I got the new Megalast liquid Catsuit, and I got this color too. So I got the shade Chic Got Real. I just find that funny because it's kind of a pun. And then this one is in the shade, goodness, where is the shade on this one? Oh, here. Peach Stole My Look. Again, kind of punny, funny. I like pinks and kind of purpley, mauvey shades, so very excited to test these. Liquid lips and I don't always get along because of that whole dryness thing. I don't find too many that don't dry my lips out, so I'm hoping for the best with these. And I'm gonna do a video where I apply all of this and do a full-on wear test and kind of give you my thoughts of what I truly think about the products. But we're not gonna do that today. This video is getting long. So the last thing that I got, should have shown you this before the actual lipstick liquid lip, is the lip pencil. So it says it's new. I don't know. I've never done a Wet n Wild lip liner. I have actually heard the gel ones, which is what this is, are amazing. So I'm very excited to test this out. I love lip liners. Some lip liners dry out my lips terribly too, so gel liners are the type that I try to look for. Anything that's not going to be that more traditional, almost kind of a crayon type of pencil is not usually my jam. Those usually dry my lips out, but anything that is really kind of buttery feeling when you apply it, or a gel, those usually do okay on me. So let me just make sure that's everything I got. Yes, like I said, didn't get setting spray because talking to mom, forgot, put it back for whatever reason because I'm dumb. And I didn't get the setting powder. Both of the setting powders that I use are drugstore. I use the J.Cat Aqua Surance. It's really not a setting powder, it's the powder foundation, but it has like a hydro boost. That's what I'm wearing today, and I did a video on it in terms of what I thought. I didn't use that powder to set my under eyes yesterday, and oh my gosh, you guys, there were so many lines underneath. It just like looked like my face just was like a crinkled piece of paper. It was horrible. And I said to my teenage daughter, I was like, wow, that J.Cat actually does work well, because I'd been wearing it for almost a month now, and my under eyes had not looked that horrific in ages. Well, a month. So it makes a difference for me. The rest of my face, when I set it, I use the Coty Airspun Transparent. It smells like baby powder, kind of. So if you hate that smell, then you probably wouldn't like that product. Hold your breath and put it on. But it lasts forever, and it's really, really, really good. It doesn't dry out my skin other than my under eyes too much, so love that. I will try and go back and get a Wet n Wild setting spray, but I always, always, always use a drugstore setting spray. I love the Catrice Dewy finish. It just makes everything melt together, looks beautiful. I have it on my face right now. I use it every day. I have MAC Fix Plus, but Catrice wins. Sorry. All right, you guys, that's today's video. Thank you so much for joining me today. Thanks for listening to my weird little story time. And again, not trying to be dramatic, but it's real talk, you guys. That literally happened to me today. Freaked me out. But we survived. We made it. When those mama bear instincts go off, you gotta listen to them. So again, thank you. Please subscribe if you haven't. Ring the bell. Feel free to leave a comment below. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.